Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Welcome to my shop. Today is June 10th. This is my shop update. So I have been up to a lot of things. I have a lot of things to get you up to date on, like several things. So first off, a real quick update on the chair kits. As you can see, I am surrounded again by parts. So the instructions for those first three styles, those videos are all done, and I'm working on putting together the samples of the other species. So I have them all together for the launch. Looking to launch, looking to launch next week. I think I'm on track for that. Style 2 is down there. They'll be making its debut soon, as soon as I get these things down and off the ceiling. So look for that probably a little bit next week. And if you missed the little information on the chair kits, that was in the last update. I'll leave you a link to that down in the description. Something else I will leave you a link to is over in the Guild. We just published the instructional series on making this simple dovetailed step stool. So back in January, I went out to Mark's Bagnola shop. We shot a little collaborative class thing together. So he did a version of the step stool where he used primarily power tools, and I did one that focused on the hand tool aspect of doing this, angled through dovetails. So if you want to check that out, there'll be a link to that down in the description. That's 3 instructional videos on building that thing. Should give you a feel for the style and the depth level, I guess. The amount of detail involved in a instructional Guild project. So check that out, totally free. You can get that, watch it, enjoy it. Maybe check out some of the other things. So there's not a whole lot going on in the shop besides stuff hanging from the ceiling. Let's head out to the yard where all the action is. So I thought we'd start off with a few new log acquisitions. So the first ones I have here, these are a pair of white oak logs. They're from the same tree. These are from my friends over at Wood from the Hood because they have some embedded metal in them. So if you come around here and take a look at the end of the log, you can see someone had a bad day with a chainsaw. So whoever was bucking this log to length hit a, looks like an I hook or a J hook longitudinally, so that was probably a bad day. So we know there's a piece of steel here at least, and these other stains here also indicate that there is some metal somewhere longitudinally from here, and you can see the base of the tree is also a stain there. So I got some new sawmill blades to try out, and we're going to see how those do against embedded steel. Over here on the sawmill, something a little bit bigger. This is a giant silver maple log. How you getting all this, cameraman?
Oh yeah, all of it.
So this is a big silver maple log that a viewer actually picked up, realized it was a little too big for his chainsaw mill, and asked me if I wanted it. So he dropped it off about a week ago, 2 weeks ago maybe, and I am still thinking about how I'm going to cut this thing because, as we can see, there are like a ginormous amount of crotches. So I'm not exactly sure which direction we're going to cut in yet. So I'm still thinking about that. I'm also thinking like where am I going to put it because I got to make some space. Because this is
birdhouse. I mean, what are you going to do with that?
Oh,
Bird feeder.
and it also came with a bird feeder. So we'll just cut the bird feeder with the sawmill, hanging up in a tree. What will we use it? What will we repurpose it? We're all about repurposing things. So that's coming. That's it's about 10 feet long, I think, and the diameter here at the base is right at 4 feet across. Coming up into this first crotch here is about 5 feet wide, so it's a good size. So on this side, you can see we also have another large crotch here, so there's some figure in this thing, but there's also more length in this direction here, so I will likely cut it somewhere where it's at right now and just lift this side up a little bit. But you know, we got a lot of things going on, and this thing is just fun to look at. You know, you walk up, you're like, oh yeah, that's a big log. Now, next, over here, another log acquisition thing that I have been working on hauling back here. A viewer reached out to me about a red oak log that had blown over in their yard, so I went over and got it cut down to proper lengths for me, I guess. So I have 2 sort of straight base logs, a large crotch, and then some of the canopy, which looks pretty straight, that I'm working on getting back here. So right now I just have this log. This is the middle section. This is about 28 inches in diameter. It's a pretty good sized log. Very straight, very clear. It's a pretty good looking saw log. I have a small piece of the canopy, which in itself is like 16 inches in diameter. So that's like a tree in itself for a canopy. Here on the trailer is the crotch section, which I picked up today. So it's about 28, 30 down here, and then the splay is about 4 feet, maybe a little more than that, maybe 4.5 or so. So good sized crotch. I'm working on getting that rest of that tree back here. I have a couple more trips to go. Speaking of trips, let's take a look at the biggest thing, the new trailer. So the biggest thing I have been pushing forward is the completion of the trailer. So I got the whole thing mounted back up onto the rotisserie to paint it. Got it prepped, got it painted. It has 4 coats of paint on it. I got it wired while I was on the rotisserie as well. Got all the lights installed. And at this point, the only thing remaining to do is I'm a dum-dum and I can't count, so I didn't order enough lights. So I'm waiting on 2 more marker lights to go on the front corner there, the same ones as these. And then this thing will be ready for whatever.
It's maiden voyage.
Maiden voyage. Getting out there and picking up some stuff and scuffing the crap out of this paint. Should be fun. So we got another trailer video coming shortly, and then we'll get to the painting video as well. And actually, you know what? We forgot something in the backyard. Let's go back to the back again. And lastly, the big thing, which I haven't really talked about yet, are these guys here. These are 6 by like 13s or so. These are single slab bench tops, which I cut back in April and March, and then just ran them through Eric's vacuum kiln. So these took 12 days to go from green to totally dry. We cut open a sample, and it was dry in the center as well. So this is one of those like weird ideas that I had that I thought would be really cool. So 1 pair of bench tops is going to go over to Andy Klein. If you haven't seen his little build he's doing, it's not that little. It's a bench build for Adam Savage. Well, I'm having a hard time today. I'm just so excited. So a pair of these are going into that build for Andy. The other 2 are going to some other woodworkers to make benches from. But this is pretty exciting as far as something that I have been kind of thinking in the back of my mind as possibilities to like try and then actually have work. That's super exciting. So shortly in the future, I'll have more information on bench kits, both tops and bases. You can see I got stock here for legs and stretchers and everything. So no lamination, split top, Roubo-ish workbench kits are coming. More details about that later, but I am trying to get chair kits done first, one thing at a time. So that is what I have been up to. Let's take a look at some viewer projects. First this week is a Krenov-inspired display cabinet by Alan. The legs and drawer front of the cabinet are spalted hackberry, and the box and lower shelf are from sycamore. The hackberry came from a small Sacramento company that buys logs around the Central Valley and produces air-dried slabs. The sycamore came from a San Francisco Bay Area arborist who cuts and dries boards from trees he takes down. Next this week is a shelf and wine rack by Hans. They're both made from spruce and oak, and the spruce is processed using Sho Shujiban and carefully brushed. Next is a music stand by Nick. It's made from a laburnum tree, which had blown down in a neighbor's garden, and Nick converted the logs by hand as he doesn't have a sawmill. Last this week is an Entryway bench by Jacob. The legs are joined with through bridle joints, and probably the trickiest detail is having the rounded top of the leg come out through the bench top to sit flush. There's a dovetailed case below the top that houses a drawer for additional storage. So I think that's going to do it for me. I'm going to get back to plugging away at all the things that I am working on. So thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments about anything I talked about today or anything here in my shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.